Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nick Alzain Haziq bin Khairul and I will present on the definitions of agriculture. Agriculture is the fundamental basis of civilization from ancient times to the present. It involves the cultivation of plants and animals for human consumption and distribution to markets. According to Sharma et al., agriculture can be defined as the art and science of soil in modern terms. It encompasses the processing of plant and animal products for human consumption as well as their distribution to markets. Agriculture is responsible for producing most of the world's food and textiles. Agriculture plays a significant role in the emergence of different cultures and civilization. In the modern world, despite urbanization, agriculture remains a major economic activity. In Malaysia, agriculture, particularly the production of palm oil, is still prominent, with exports valued at 13 billion USD in 2021. I will now explain on the concept of agriculture development. According to Leglesia, it refers to the process of creating conditions necessary for agricultural potential to be realized. It means that agriculture activity can only expand when certain factors act as catalysts. These conditions may involve advancement in technology, accumulated knowledge from previous generations, and efficient allocation of resources. There are three main indicators for agriculture development: the use of technology, the structure of output, and actual production. These indicators collectively determine how agriculture production occurs in different countries. In the case of Malaysia, agriculture development has led to the global trade in agriculture amounting to 59.4 billion in 2021, with export and imports valued at 36.1 billion and $23.3 billion respectively. Therefore, the development of the agriculture activity has become a valuable commodity for nations aiming to enhance their economic structures. In this slide, I will explain on history of palm oil in Malaysia. Before palm oil became one of Malaysia's largest economic commodities, it arrived in Malaysia in 1917 at Temaram Estate in Selangor. Since then, it has become the foundation of Malaysia's palm oil industry. After Malaysia's independence in 1957, the government established the Federal Land Development Authority, or known as FELDA, in 1961 to improve the income of the poor, especially Malay and Bumiputra in rural areas. In 1962, the Oil Palm Genetics Laboratory was established as the nation's global R&D center for palm oil research. In 1981, the introduction of pollination insects called weevils led to rapid growth in palm oil production. The palm oil market expanded from Europe to over 190 global markets. Malaysia's palm oil industry export revenue in 2016 reached 67.6 billion ringgit, contributing to the 6.1% of the nation's GDP. In 2022, palm oil exports reached 15.72 million metric tons, accumulating a revenue of 135 billion ringgit. Malaysia is currently collaborating with Indonesia to further expand the palm oil market. The country has made significant progress in terms of economic status on the world stage through decades of transformation and innovation in the palm oil industry.
We will discuss on the issue and dispute of palm oil. The first issue is export and import restriction. Malaysia and Indonesia have been a loggerhead with the EU over curb on import of palm oil, which the two countries stand for trade barrier and protectionist measure for the bloc domestic oilseed industry. In 2018, the EU announced deforestation regulation to an EU Renewable Trade Energy Directive that require the phasing out of palm-based transportation by 2030. And according to the Indonesia Palm Oil Association, local production of crude palm oil will fall in 2021 compared to 2020, even as global demand surge. When demand increase and supply fall or remain constant, all else being equal and price will rise. This makes Indonesia has implemented restriction on palm oil export to the global market to focus on the domestic market. This happened after the world's largest palm oil producer saw its people struggle to get cooking oil in the domestic market. This move has raised many questions because it will have an impact on the other countries, especially for Malaysia, China, India, and the European countries.
So let's move on to the second issue, which is shortage of local workers. So the palm oil plantation business relies on workforce for tasks such as maintenance and harvesting of fresh fruit bunches or FFB. However, during the COVID-19 outbreak for the past 2 years, the industry experienced a severe labor crisis as foreign workers were forced to leave the country. As a result, crude palm oil production decreased by 3.6%. So, this shortage of local workers pose a significant setback for the palm oil industry. Firstly, one major concern is that the lack of interest in career development. So, despite offering numerous job prospects, local worker participation in agriculture, particularly in the palm oil sector, is less encouraging compared to other industries. As we can see, many local youths are more attracted to work in an area like public sector. It's because they perceive as public sector as offering brighter and more secure career development opportunities. Secondly, the majority of local workers in the palm oil sector in Sabah were involved due to family encouragement instead of personal interest. Furthermore, a significant number of workers were unaware of their own pay rates. So, with 9 out of 10 female workers being uninformed, so this lack of transparency pose a risk of receiving incorrect information, leading to confusion and dissatisfaction among workers. So, another contributing factor to the shortage of local workers is the issue of safety and health. It's because ensuring to the well-being of workers is essential, but the study highlighted that a considerable amount of workers did not receive safety and health-related training. Additionally, a significant number of workers did not receive their own personal protective equipment or PPE, indicating that negligence in addressing their welfare.
Palm oil industry faces various challenges, particularly in terms of technology. Two significant technology-related challenges have been identified for the Malaysian palm oil industry, namely outdated machinery and poor machinery management. Outdated machinery poses major challenges for the industry. Despite efforts to modernize, most Malaysian oil mills still rely on traditional extraction methods. These outdated methods are time-consuming and less efficient, impacting the quality and the quantity of the palm oil produced. For example, the use of outdated threshing machine to remove fruit from the branches can result in high kernel losses, reducing the yield of the palm oil. Moreover, outdated machinery can lead to environmental issues. Other palm oil mills in Malaysia have a higher level of air pollution due to inefficient combustion of solid waste material. Upgrading machinery is crucial not only to improve the efficiency of the yield but also to minimize the environmental impact. Poor machinery management is another challenge facing the Malaysian palm oil industry. Inefficient operation and inadequate maintenance can result in breakdown, causing production delays and increased costs. Subpar maintenance practice in palm oil mills have led to a frequent breakdown and higher production costs. Furthermore, a shortage of trained personnel compound the machinery management challenges. The palm oil industry in Malaysia faces a scarcity of skilled labor due to low wages and poor working conditions. This shortage affects the industry's ability to effectively operate and maintain the machinery.
Moving to the next part, which is the sentiment of the people. As we all know that most of the people prefer to use oil other than palm oil, such as olive oil, corn oil, and others that can be found in the market, which are said to be high quality and more nutritious. This scenario arises as a result of the community belief that such things are reasonable and it is more essential to them. Next, the other concern surrounding palm oil production is its detrimental impact on the environment. The expansions of plantation has resulted in deforestation, particularly in Southeast Asia, leading to the loss of vital ecosystem, biodiversity, and habitats for endangered species. The conversions of peatlands for palm oil cultivation has contributed to significant carbon dioxide emissions and land subsidence, exacerbating climate change. For instance, Sarawak covers 37.5% of Malaysia's total land area, which is currently undergoing severe deforestation as a result of agricultural expansions. Hence, we can see that this situation plays a role in the sentiment of the society.
especially the modern society that thinks that the environment needs to be taken care of. Not just that, the society also think that this palm oil product may affect their health and rather choose the oil product rather than palm oil.
Now we will moving on the implication of the issue regarding palm oil. The first implication is price speculation. The price of palm oil has experienced significantly volatility, with price fluctuating based on the range of the factor. In 2021, the price of palm oil increased significantly, reaching a 10-year high in February due to a number of factors. According to the Malaysia Palm Oil Board (MPOB), the price of crude palm oil (CPO) is at an average of RM5,300 per ton in the second half of 2022, lower than in the first half. This is due to the higher global vegetable oil supply expectation. Higher CPO production is the third quarter, as well as lower palm oil export. This is generated by Indonesia's decision to relax its export regulation to encourage shipment and reduce its high palm oil inventory, which will provide fierce competition to the palm oil industry in Malaysia. Malaysia recorded higher export when the world's largest palm oil producer limits its palm oil export following several measures implemented, such as 3-week export ban imposed by Indonesia. However, the price of palm oil began to decline rapidly when Indonesia lifted the ban. The second implication is the ban action of EU on the use of palm oil in biofuel, citing concern about the environmental impact of the palm oil production, including deforestation and habitat destruction. These restrictions have had a significant impact on the palm oil market and have contributed to the fluctuation in palm oil price. The EU restriction on palm oil have led to reduced demand for the commodity in the biofuel sector, as companies have sought out alternative feedstock. The EU restriction on palm oil have led to tension between the EU and major palm oil producing countries. This have created uncertainty in the market, as producer and buyer alike are uncertain about the future of the palm oil trade.
So let's move on to the second impact, which is curbing supply chain. So the Malaysian palm oil industry is struggling with severe shortage of local workers, leading to a significant fruit wastage for 3 consecutive years. So this labor scarcity has hindered planters from maximizing their harvest especially during their peak season from August to November. So the palm oil industry is facing its largest labor crisis since 1917, with migrant workers arriving at a slower rate. So these factors, with increased palm oil export from Indonesia and a global rise of oilseed production, has contributed to the decline in palm oil prices. So to address the supply chain disruption caused by the labor shortage, the Malaysian government has heavily relied on foreign workers. It is because the chronic scarcity of plantation workers is expected to cost palm oil producers approximately 20 billion ringgit this year, resulting in reduced supply and potentially higher prices in worldwide. So as a solution, Malaysia plans to hire an additional 32,000 of foreign workers from countries such as Bangladesh, India and Indonesia to enhance palm oil production. Surely they will help to meet the demand for Malaysian palm oil and expand its supply to the international markets. So however, the industry faces a primary challenge in finding an optimal workforce, particularly local workers. So the reluctance of local individuals, especially teenagers, to work in the palm oil industry has led to a heavy reliance on foreign employees. While the dependence on foreign workers may temporarily alleviate this kind of problem, it also brings negative consequences, as plantation sectors with foreign workers will encounter increased costs in the upcoming year due to a levy system for foreign workers under Budget 2023.
Next is inefficient productivity. The palm oil industry in Malaysia has been successful, but issues have arisen that affect its efficiency. Initially, palm oil production was slow due to the slow pollination process and expensive manual assistance. However, the use of weevils helped overcome this problem. Currently, there is a decline in palm oil production with a 3.6% decrease in crude palm oil in 2020 compared to the previous year. The main issue affecting productivity is the shortage of labor as the industry heavily relies on manual work. To address this, Malaysia has been relying on international labor at a cheaper cost. However, the COVID-19 pandemic caused a freeze in border crossings, preventing the influx of foreign workers and further impacting production. As a result, the palm oil industry faces challenges in maintaining efficiency due to both a lack of mechanization and labor shortages from local and foreign workers.
Investment in scientific research plays a crucial role in boosting technology in the palm oil industry and increasing productivity. To enhance efficiency and sustainability, it is essential to focus on several key areas. Firstly, research should be directed towards developing advanced cultivation techniques that optimize land and water usage, reduce environmental impact, and also improve crop yields. Research efforts could also be directed towards finding innovative methods to utilize palm oil-based products such as waste biomass to generate renewable energy or create value-added product. There are various uses of palm residue. For instance, graphene. Graphene is notable for its toughness, flexibility, lightness, and resistance. The substance is estimated to be 200 times more robust than steel and 5 times lighter than aluminium. Graphene qualities make it useful in the energy building, health, electronic industries, and others. According to Tahir et al., graphene that was synthesized from palm oil fiber rate is also lower at high sliding speed and applied load in comparison with graphene that was synthesized from fruit covered plastic waste. If all the process run in smoothly, Malaysia will not only be the first country to produce this material but also able to produce graphene on a large scales. We should take advantage of this opportunity that we have because it will guarantee the success of our country. To boot, investing in automations and robotics is also crucial. By doing this, many things can be considered such as employee safety, lower operating costs, increased production output, and others. Commercializations of research and development (R&D) generated technology is one of the most significant measures or key performance indices of MPLB commitments to the country palm oil industry. Hence, investment in scientific research is essential to drive technological advancements in the palm oil industry and increase productivity. By investing in scientific research to leverage technology,
Another way to overcome the challenges faced by the palm oil industry in Malaysia is to focus on two key areas, which is reducing speculation and promoting sustainable practices. Firstly, the industry has faced criticism for its negative impact on the environment, such as deforestation and destruction of wildlife habitat. To address this concern, it is important for the industry to promote sustainable practices. These include responsible land uses, biodiversity conservation, and reducing greenhouse gas emission. By working with stakeholders such as non-governmental organizations and government agencies, we can adopt sustainable practices that protect the environment while ensuring the industry viability. Secondly, the industry has been criticized for its lack of transparency and traceability. To tackle this issue, we need to improve our practices, including disclosing information on land uses, labor practices, and environmental impact. Collaborating with stakeholders, we can develop a transparent and traceable supply chains that ensure palm oil is produced in an environmentally friendly and socially responsible manner. Transparency and traceability are crucial for building trust with customer and investor, ultimately ensuring the industry's sustainability. By focusing on reducing the speculation, promoting sustainable practices, we can address the challenges faced by the palm oil industry in Malaysia, creating a more environmentally conscious and socially responsible industry.
So let's move on to the second recommendation, which is increasing local workers' participation through technology. So, the dominance of foreign workers in Malaysia palm oil industry has created a negative perception of local workers, suggesting that they lack the capacity to work in their own country. Last year, the sector employed approximately 319,000 workers, with 74 being foreigners, mainly from Indonesia. So, due to perceived 3D or dirty, dangerous and difficult nature of the work, so the palm oil industry struggles to attract more local workers. So, to overcome this challenge, we propose enhancing technology as an initiative to attract more local workers. The Malaysian Palm Oil Board, or MPOB, has introduced or developed 35 groundbreaking technologies aimed at improving plantation efficiency and worker performance. Some of these technologies, such as hydroporter, Cantus electro harvesting tools, grabber, sensor-based spraying vehicles, and many more. Additionally, MPOB also conduct research and development projects in areas such as laser technology, radio coordinating, and different harvesting techniques. So, as from the above mentioned technology, we can see that we can recognize the importance of training and education. So, the government through MPOB has established the Malaysian Palm Oil Training Centre, or known as PLASMA, that has trained more than 2,000 young individuals in plantation management and machine operation, that empowered them to contribute to the industry growth. So, in line with the reducing reliance on foreign employees, Sime Darby Plantation Berhad SDP also aims to hire 100% local workers by the end of 2027, with a minimum wage of 3,000. So, this aim not only reduce dependence on foreign workers, but also drive the palm oil industry toward increased mechanization and automation on the ground. So, the primary objective is to minimize manpower requirements that consist of 60% of local workers and 40% of foreign workers. So that.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akin Hakimi bin Jamaluddin, and now I will be presenting about the implication of the issue regarding palm oil. For the fourth issue is fierce competition among substitute products. As we all know, intense competition permeates every aspect of life, especially in the business world. Companies face multifaceted competition, and it's crucial to excel amidst fierce rivalries. However, in the case of palm oil, there are several challenges to be considered. The existence of health concerns surrounding palm oil has led consumers to search for substitutes such as mustard seed oil, coconut oil, soybean oil, animal fats, and others. Consequently, this has caused a potential decrease in demand for palm oil and created intense competition among substitute products. The availability of substitute products offers consumers more choices, leading to a negative correlation where the use of one product replaces the needs for another. This phenomenon greatly impacts products with multiple substitutes as it increases competition within the industry. For palm oil, substitute products pose a threat to its market demand. Consumer sentiments regarding health risks associated with palm oil have influenced their decision making, prompting them to carefully consider alternatives that offer comparable prices but higher health benefits. This shift in consumer preference has significantly affected palm oil's market position. For instance, rising demand for nutritious food in developing countries like China has further decreased the appeal of palm oil among consumers. Therefore, it's important to acknowledge the impact of health concern and the availability of substitutes on palm oil's market dynamics. The fourth recommendation for the issue regarding palm oil is to promote benefits of palm oil. It is crucial to highlight the advantage and positive impact of sustainably produced palm oil. Recent research has revealed that consumers exposed to palm oil-free product tends to have a lower risk perception as compared to those exposed to product containing sustainable palm oil. To address this, we propose conducting effective campaign that emphasize the true benefits of palm oil. This campaign should focus on the main benefits of palm oil, such as safeguarding brain function, lowering risk factor for heart disease, and boosting vitamin A status. To capture the public attention, we can provide prominent individuals who can provide valuable information about the actual benefits of palm oil. We should also incorporate studies indicating how palm oil offers consumer benefits, such as slowing the progression of dementia, reducing the risk of stroke, and preventing the growth of brain lesions. Through the comprehensive campaign, consumers will indirectly gain awareness of the real benefits of palm oil and make it the primary choice for cooking oil. However, promoting the benefits of palm oil products should not be limited to the local level. It is equally essential to promote them at the international level. Utilizing social media platform become crucial in reaching out to communities worldwide and increasing the demand for Malaysia palm oil export. Social media has numerous benefits for product promotion and brand awareness that enabling us to connect with people globally. By strategically planning our social media effort and having a deep understanding of our target audience, we can effectively communicate the advantage of palm oil. One critical aspect to emphasize is how palm oil can improve a person's immune system. Given the prevalence of various diseases, showcasing how palm oil provides energy, increase the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin A, D, and E, and contribute to the overall health of the body become essential. Through our international promotional efforts, we can create a widespread understanding and appreciation for palm oil benefits across the world. I think that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
As a conclusion, the palm oil sector is the most important commodity for Malaysia, either from historical or economic point of view. Malaysia need to give full commitment to guarantee the sustainability of palm oil productivity that face various domestic and foreign challenges. In relation to that, Malaysia needs to implement progressive planning in line with the progress of the mainstream, which demand that a problem be solved quickly but together. If there is no clear plan, the palm oil sector will face long-term problems, especially when faced with biased action from commodity exporting countries. For Malaysia, this is part of the aspect that we need to solve seriously in the next few years, since palm oil has a bright future both domestically and globally. Hence, it will also be one of the main contributors to the economy in the future.